And let's start with the idea of adapting your risk assessments for AI. As Lindsay has touched upon, is that traditional privacy impact assessments or data protection impact assessments were really never designed with modern AI systems in mind. They focus heavily on personal data, security safeguards, compliance with privacy obligations. And as the data that Gary presented, these still matter. These elements are still important because privacy is a key concern as companies go to develop or deploy AI. But AI does introduce some entirely different set of risks. So things like model bias, explainability, systematic errors, and the potential for automated decisions to affect individuals in a way that weren't anticipated in the original design. So, one of the first shifts organizations need to make is to develop an AI specific PIA or DPIA, which is often referred to now as an AI risk assessment. This assessment isn't just a form or a checklist, it's a structured framework that forces teams to think differently about how an AI system behaves and how that behavior may create new risk. So, a strong AI risk assessment should be life cycle based. So that means the assessment starts at the earliest design phase. So leveraging a privacy by design or, data protection by design approach. So, before, that line of code is written or before a model is procured, it should then continue through development, testing, and deployment. So covering that full life cycle. And importantly, it can't end there because AI systems evolve, models drift, data changes, behavior shifts. You need that ongoing monitoring and periodic reviews. So think of it of less like a one-time compliance activity and more like continuous oversight. Now, another key difference is the type of controls you need to evaluate. In privacy assessments, we, rely on those familiar set of data security measures, access controls, encryption, retention, and so on. You still need to factor those in, but for AI, while these are necessary, it's not sufficient in and of themselves. Instead, organizations need to identify what I'll call purpose-built AI controls. And these controls designed specifically to manage AI-driven risks such as explainability. Can you meaningfully explain how the model reaches its outputs, especially when those outputs affect individuals or high-risk decisions? Next is bias detection and mitigation. Are you proactively testing for discriminatory patterns? And do you have processes in place to retrain or adjust the model when issues appear? And then lastly, human review and override. Is there a clearly defined path for human intervention? Does a human have the authority and the ability to step in when something goes wrong or when the outputs don't seem reliable? And these purpose-built controls, explainability, bias detection and mitigation, human review and override, are essential because they directly address the risks that only arise in AI systems. And they also reflect how regulators are thinking about AI accountability.